Hey, I'm Duke on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it. Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with a different take on Abzan. Really want to try out Spirit of the Labyrinth. Sylvan Library hasn't really been cutting it recently, especially with a lot of decks either removing it quite easily with cards like Prismatic Ending, or just having good cards against it like Narset and Hull Breacher. So I think Spirit's kind of nice. I've changed up the deck a little bit to include Tireless Tracker as a way to have card advantage in the mid to late game, which I think is pretty cool because you can find with Green Suns. And I just think it's quite well positioned because you can just draw cards in your opponent's turn to play around those sort of effects. And it's just a good beater. So I have gone down on the fourth night, I know, but I think it's fine. I think that Tireless Tracker just gives the deck a different kind of angle to work with, especially against the blue-white decks now. It's quite hard to keep up with them, so that's pretty tough. Hey Joe, yeah, so I currently am doing a YouTube recording as well. And I just finished my first league with Abzan Maverick, which was a challenge set by that Maverick Joe with a $300 bounty to try to get a trophy with Abzan Maverick within 5 tries. And I've done one, and there will be a second, so that kind of gives away something, but I will have that up on YouTube shortly. And then the next one I'll probably have up next weekend because I'm away out of town for work this week coming, so there will be no stream this week. But if you do want my content, you can find me on YouTube, so it's a win-win. But a huge thank you to Maverick Joe for that. A huge thank you for Red the Reckless for the resub. Very, very cool. Hey, Overvoltage. Hope you're all well. Not too much to say about this list. I just want to go straight into it and see how it goes. But yeah, keen to see how Spirit goes, especially in this build with 4 mums to protect them. I think that's pretty strong. And Spirit just being a 3-1 as well is quite nice. We're playing a Legacy League with 2022 Maverick. Nice. Yes. All right. Yeah, track is pretty sweet. It is obviously better when the metagame is a bit more mid-range, not so fast. But it is a threat that makes, lands at the top pretty good. There's a little bit of dyssynergy with Collector Oof, but it doesn't usually come up, which is nice. Track is just a good quality card that I kind of wish saw more play in Legacy. I remember sometimes in like slow depths, you could have it in the sideboard. Most players opted for like a Goif kind of plan, post-board against a lot of decks. But yeah, Track is just a nice one. And something for those who love like little like hidden features of cards. Tireless Tracker against Show and Tell is kind of cool because it's whenever you sacrifice a clue, put a +1/+1 counter on Tireless Tracker. So I've definitely seen an attack from an Emrakul where it wasn't lethal and the Annihilation took out like 5 clues that weren't cracked yet, and the opponent or the player got to put 5 counters on the Tireless Tracker and then just have a lethal Tireless Tracker on the swing back, which is pretty funny. So you don't actually have to use 2 to sacrifice it, it's just whenever I sacrifice a clue. So, if something makes you sacrifice some sort of permanent, like crack the earth, if you sack a clue, Tireless Tracker still gets the +1/+1 counter, which is kind of cool. So that's pretty sweet. Very nice. Oh, I need to get chat up as well. So, I hope you're all doing well. It's been a few months. It's been a few big months. Juka Wall, there we go. Hey. Nice, a few people in chat have won through it. Very, very cool. Nice to see. This is going to be interesting as well. It's going to be interesting playing over the next couple of weeks while players have access to the Mythic token, I think it's called. This Mythic Event token, which essentially for $25 gives you a God account on MTGO. So if you're looking to play a bunch of different decks, now is definitely the best time. which also gives you access to one event. So I believe there's like a legacy super queue that you could play, but then otherwise you can still use this to have an account that just gives you all the cards you want for other tournaments, which is really nice. All right, gameplay. Here we are. Chat's looking a little bit off. I don't mind it. I'm going to see how chat goes with that. This is a pretty sweet hand. I'll keep this. Turn on acceleration, Thalia, swords, green suns, 2 lands. Yav. Okay. We're either looking at lands or depths. It could be Cloud Post, but I assume it's not Cloud Post. Wow, it is Cloud Post. All right. Well, there we go. Okay. So they've already revealed a Cloud Post. So I think next turn will be Cloud Post and then maybe a 1-drop and pass. So this, I could either develop my mana by building out with birds or Hierarch here, or just Swords the Reclaimer now. I think I'd rather get to 2 spells straight away. I think I'm happy just leaving the Reclaimer for now, especially if they go Cloud Post past. But I think to be fair, if we go like Windswept into Noble or Bird, they most likely know we're on Maverick and therefore a Wasteland deck, and then probably don't play the Cloud Post. They probably play another land to then hold up Reclaimer. I guess we can 2-spell next turn as well, just through Bird and Noble, so yeah, I actually don't mind just swordsing here. There's a small upside for being able to double spell next turn with like Sword then Thalia, but I think this will work out pretty well. Nice one. Yeah, Post is interesting. Obviously being like a Knight Wasteland deck is great, but they are also a Pith Needle deck, so having access to multiple needles is pretty huge. Here I'm happy just to go for double creature and double mana dork, I mean, to get 4 mana online next turn, which means we can green suns for 4 and also get back a fetch land if we want to get Ramanap, or we can get Knight for Wasteland. We could also green suns for Grist and trade one of these away for the Reclaimer, which is pretty cool. Let's just go for another Savannah, play Noble, play Bird, and get to a stage where we can start actually doing something with our mana. Hey, surely it's Brad, welcome. Hey, Mighty Penguin. Played Abzan Maverick the last 2 paper tourneys I had, finished 1st and 2nd. Very nice. That is very cool to hear. Okay. Tough spot. Because opponent has essentially access to a lot of mana next turn. 2, 4, 5. It's interesting if they actually want to sack anything here. Like, if they sack the Yav, they lose their green. But if they sack the Cloud Post, they just get another Cloud Post. Are they going to go for like 9 mana? I don't think Grist is good here. Knight's a little bit slow. It might just have to be Knight. We're definitely green sunning. I don't think there's a better play here than to green sun. See if it resolves. Most likely. Opponent could like do some weird play where they go for Bog, which means that we won't get Ramanap, but I think here it's going to be between Knight and Grist potentially. I'm kind of feeling like we're going to get Ulamogged. Like end step, sack Yav, get Cloud Post, untap, they have 9 mana, play a land, Ulamog. Yeah. I wonder if they do anything. There is a world where they don't do anything with Reclaimer. But they will. Oh, they're going to once. Okay. 2, 4, 5. I guess prime time as well is a bit of an issue. Tough. If you're looking for some high quality mono green cloud post content, definitely check out Interplay. Into_play on Twitter, Twitch, and I believe YouTube. Tony's a pretty good cloud post player. It's pretty wild to see how well he does in challenges, especially. 3, 6, 7 mana. Green Suns, rough. Probably just like Eye and Glimmer? No, Eye and something. Maybe Eye and Tabernacle. That'd be pretty brutal. We then still have the out of drawing Swords to Plowshares. I reckon it's Eye and Tab. Iron Cloud Post, okay. No. Tough. Alright. Spirits out. I do like the Forces, especially for Pithing Needle. I don't mind the Library. I don't mind the Kaya. Oof is pretty irrelevant, but it does stop map. Swords. Mums are okay at just getting damage through. Could see an Endurance popping out. And maybe just a Ooze. I think that might be it. Like, the core of the deck that you really want against Cloud Post is there, so it's really... Like, these are fine, but they're more luxury than anything. Boom Pile? Is that card is a little bit like... Flip a coin, if you win a flip, destroy all non-land permanents. That's a yikes. That is a big yikes. I apologize for that. You 3-0'd with KCI in Proxy Paper Vintage. Very cool. And hey Mark, very nice to see you. Liquid Metal Coating Tugger that lands is shenanigans. Cool artwork. It's always interesting to look at artwork like that you've never really looked at before. Like, no, it's not Vault Scourge. What is the, I think it's a 1 mana artifact creature. It's a 0/1 with Battle Cry that Affinity and Modern used to play. What is that card? 0/1. Affinity, Modern, Battle Cry, Signal Pest. That's it. So for so long, I thought that this was the eye. It's actually 2 claws, and this is the face here. But for so long, I thought it was like a bird, like chirping with its mouth open. It is not. And that blew my mind. For a player that used to play a lot of Modern and play against a lot of Affinity locally, crazy. Would love to play first. A pretty fair hand. I don't think it's good enough. Like, turn 4, we get to draw 2 cards, but by then they're doing so much that I think we have to mulligan this for a pretty aggressive hand. Ugh. I think there's a better 5. It's a little bit like Green-Black Depths. It's really the 3 cards. You're looking for Dark Depths, Urborg, and Hexmage. And I think in this deck, I'm looking for Hierarch, 2 lands, Knight. So I could essentially go to 4 and be pretty happy. I'm going to go to 5. I'm going to go to 5 and not be happy. But we do have Wasteland, which is nice. We also have a way to deal with our Pithy Needle, which isn't too bad. But I think that, like, I think this 5 does a little bit more than the other hands. Okay. Wasteland. Green Suns is interesting. I still think just getting Liberator here is better. Green Suns also gives us access to a green mana. Or a white mana, sorry, which is quite nice. Green Suns for 1, potentially? Okay. Oof. I think here I still pop. The issue is that I don't really want to use a Wasteland on a Glimmer Post. I think I do want to work towards white mana though. I don't think I can just like play a land and pass and then flip the Liberator. I think the Liberator kind of does its role if it trades for the Needle here. But then I probably want to Wasteland in my turn. Because if we go like, use Wasteland, Outland Liberator, take out Pithy Needle, play Wasteland, Green Suns for Noble Hierarch, pass. Then if they have like Reclaimer up, it just makes Wasteland a little bit worse. We do have the swords, though, off the white source. Yeah, I think it is Green Suns for Noble Hierarch. Which means I should have actually done that pre-combat to get that extra damage in. Yeah, and that's a big issue that I have as a player, is like just doing more. Second Needle's pretty rough. I actually allow this because there is a world where this flips, and then the Frenzied Trap Breaker can be done, which is kind of cool. It can be used. They can name, and they did name Outland Liberator, but once it flips, you can still use it, which is cool. Library's actually a nice draw. Start with an attack. And I think I actually will just double spell this turn. Especially trying to find Force of Vigor. Happy for them to use Reclaimer first, grab something, and then use swords. Two, three, 4 mana. Yeah, so currently I'm testing out a build without library, but I do have one library in the sideboard. Just for matches like this, where like your life total isn't really relevant, and having that ability to get some sort of card advantage is quite nice. But this library really has to do some work here, because they're going to untap with a bunch of mana. 3, 6, 7, 8 mana. Ugh. I guess we just get Savannah. Rough. Okay, well at least we get to attack with the Liberator and then flip this. And although they can now sack a Cloud Post to Reclaimer, I think I still want to use the Wastelands here. 3, 4, 3, 6. Yeah, because they can cast Primetime here, which is pretty brutal. I could also hit the Yav. Usually the deck only plays the one Yav, so taking them off green here is actually quite nice. If they have like Crop and Reclaimer, it's pretty rough, but I can't really play around that, and I can't let them go to their main phase with this mana. It is Crop. Yuck. Yikes. This is Dead Space. Another Green Suns. Tough, yeah. Just nothing. That's yeah, not too much to say. If you don't have interaction, Cloud Post is just going to Cloud Post you. So the double needle was really strong. But mulling to the 5 is always tough, especially when it's not like a really dedicated hate 5. Cloud Post is just one of those decks that, if I had Surgical on the board, I'd definitely bring it in for Cloud Post. If you can take them off those 4 lands, then the deck can really dirt a bit too much, just dropping 1 land a turn and only tapping for 1 land. But otherwise, it's yeah, it's a beating. Nice. All right. On the play, which is nice. And I like this hand. Turn 1 Green Suns for Dryad Arbor, turn 2 Swords and Thalia, turn 2 Grist. Nice. Forest. Birds. We can Swords and Thalia, thankfully. I am going to get a buy. Oh no, white! Ah! Classic. I meant to get Scrubland to get a white source and a black source. Classic. We're good. We're good. Mum. Yeah, okay, this still lines up. Ramanap. Verdant. Fetch. Scrub. Swords. Alright. Classic. Just gotta slow down. And just... Swords on Ramanap, that's okay. Especially seeing we've already got a land off it. Here I'm actually happy to play Thalia. And then just hold up Endurance. Funnily enough, Grist being a creature spell isn't taxed by Thalia. No attacks. Still pretty happy just to play the Endurance here. Question is, do I actually want to put the swords back into their deck? I kind of want to put the swords back into mine. 2 swords is pretty nice to be able to grab. Ooh. It's just going to be Grist. Float a mana. Sack this. Hit Knight. And then probably just draw a card here. Do I want the 4th land? That's the big thing. I feel like I'm okay with drawing a land. Or drawing here. Yeah. And just passing back. We have Endurance for the bird in case they have an exalted creature. We have Thalia on Thalia. Ending's taxed a little bit by Thalia just because there's 2, but otherwise quite nice. Actually, no, because yeah, the mana you just put into it is the tax in a way. Yeah, there we go. Ending on Grist. Yeah, okay, that works. They miss a land drop, which is huge, but I think here Knight is just the better spell. Yeah. I don't think Knight would attack, that's the big thing. Like, I'd love to be able to like put a Knight, an Endurance in for Knight, but I feel like the Knight there would be more of just a resource they use to tap and control their mana base rather than actually attack with it. Alright. Pretty happy to hold this Prismatic Ending for an actual threat and just start getting in with this Endurance. It's a pretty big clock, which is cool. This is fine. Scoos is fine. There is a few creatures though, so I kind of want to remove it. Well, now I don't really care. I can attack for 6. Who would have thought we would have got the Maverick mirror? This is still fine. They have 1 card, 2 cards. QB is a really nice clock. It's not as good as Kaldra, but I think in Maverick it is compared to like Kaldra for D&T. Especially being a Green Sun's target, like having 5 copies is pretty strong. A little bit like D&T having 5 copies of Kaldra through Stoneforge Mystic. I wonder if they go for they're going to Green Suns for 3. Potentially Grist here. If they're playing black. Yeah. So then probably trade a creature away here. For the beast. Okay. I don't mind attacking Grist and seeing how they block, and then probably just Prismatic Ending on Grist and Swords the Ooze. Because the Endurance attacking with Exalted will be a 5/6. This can become a 5/5, so they can't even block with the Ooze and like save it. So this kind of gets us a free Noble Hierarch, which is quite nice, because it turns off them if they don't have a land, like Green Sunning for 3 again. I will just get rid of the Ooze now as well. They have 2 cards. Okay, nothing. Cradle. I'd rather just have that in hand as an unknown spell. Interesting that they allow us to gain the extra life instead of just swordsing in response to the Exalted triggers, but maybe a much of a muchness. Now I really want something good. Like a Green Suns? Gracchus. I don't want to play that just yet. If they have Endurance, it's pretty tough, but otherwise I'm pretty happy just to attack with a Noble Hierarch here. Alright. Got. Interesting that they don't target themselves. Like having like sword, prismatic ending, sword. There's definitely like a world there where it's just better to be able to target yourself and put those cards back in the deck because they're also live. Yikes. Night. Tough. I don't think we have any like great draws there to bring us back, so Spirits and Thalias, Plagues, Library, Kaya, Endurance, Oof. I think that's pretty good. Hey T5, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Punishing Waterfalls. Tough. The library pretty good here, which is nice. But yeah, that even just the turn 2 where I didn't get the white source for Thalia definitely came back to bite us. Alright. No. Probably not either, let's be honest. Yikes. I feel like we just have to keep the tracker. Liberator's a turn 2 play. This is really awkward. It might have to be just Tireless Tracker. I'm gonna sandbag that as well, which is a little bit awkward. I honestly just want to go after their mana. The Wasteland isn't doing much for us anyway. Like, if they attack, is it worth blocking and then seeing if we can endurance them? Spirit of the Labyrinth. Okay. They probably just get Wasteland here. Yeah. Yeah. Tough. Definitely not the start that I wanted, but we're here to have fun, which is not what we're having, but we'll get there. Hey, at least Maverick won that match. That's an upside. There's always a silver lining, right? Yeah, Maverick is pretty good in the Maverick mirror. It's always tough. Like, I feel like Maverick just has the upper hand in the Maverick mirror. Really hard to, like, yeah, get there. Yeah, I guess Spirit's been a pretty dead card for these matches, but like, if our opponent played like a Sylvan Library in game 1, there's a potential spot, but yeah, pretty tough. Rough. I think 23 lands is fine as well. Alright, up against Boned Zed. Yeah, happy to keep this hand. Pretty nice. Can even go for basics early on, which is cool. They mulligan to 6 cards. Hey, Maverick Joe, huge thank you. Too kind. Too kind. Seat. Interesting. Alright, at least we can hit the Emery here with a swords. Welcome. Welcome everyone from MTGO's gift. Too kind. Too kind. That hopefully will turn us around. Alright. Second Swords is actually quite nice. Two, 3, 4, 5 mana. What are they trying to do? Just Script Ranger untap the stream right there. I like it. I like your style. So we'll cast Petal. Hull Breacher, that's fine. They have one card in hand. We're going to be setting up for a Collector Oof next turn. I'm not going to show the black either. There's no real need to here. Bauble there is interesting because it means the Mox is turned off unless they draw into another artifact. No Kappa. No Kappa one time, please. Thoughtcast is fine. Oof. Did you see how that loaded? MTGO could not handle that. I think I want to play the Windswept Heath in case I want to get a Dried Arbor and also just hide the fact we're playing black so far. I hit the Breacher there because I didn't really want to draw 7. Because I think them just... because they still draw 7 as well. And like, just drawing into a Hull... into a... you know what the card is. Kappa is what I don't want them doing. So giving them more reasons to... or ways to draw into that is pretty brutal. And they had one card in hand. I didn't want them to draw into blue card Force. I guess end step we're just going for Dried Arbor. And just trying to end this game as quick as possible. Canopy's nice. 2, 4, 6. Maybe Knight's just better here. Attack for 3, put them to 16. And then we get access to Knight and Questing Beaks next turn. 3, 7. 12. Most likely 10 with the Tomb. And 7 again. Or 3... 16, 14, untap with Knight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12? 3. Oh, they could, yeah, they could actually attack with a Hull Breacher. That's interesting. Yeah, I think it might just be Knight. Pass. Doing this main phase 1 in case they do something with their mana where it leaves us with an attack where they can't Hull Breach. Pretty happy to draw a card in response to Hull Breacher as well if it comes in. Shifting Ceratops is pretty sweet. I mean, it is a 4-drop against Delver, but at the same time, it is a 4-drop against Delver. Like, they can't be countered. Can't be bounced. It also has, like, Pseudo Haste, which is quite nice. but I'm just such a fan of Questing Beast. It's just tough. Like, I think there is a metagame, and it might even be now, where Shifting Ceratops is just competitively correct over Questing Beast, but damn, you've got to just really enjoy like the Questing Beast. Like, when it's good, it's good. Okay, Tracker, A Knight. I don't mind dropping down on like a Thalia. The mums can most likely come out. I do like the Deafening Silences. I do like the Force of Vigors. I don't mind a Plague for Psy. Manadorks. Taxing. Ramen. Ramanap's always interesting. It's a little bit overkill, I think. Especially when you have like Force of Vigors for their lands. I could see the extra Plague being pretty good. Kai is also pretty interesting at just hitting tokens. I'm going to take out the Beast here. Yeah, bring in the Kaya instead. Ceratops in the board is cool. I haven't played Seeds, mainly because I'm pretty happy with this. It has a nice answer to Emery, and then just like Force and Dried Up is pretty good. I haven't played Seeds because I haven't had the balls to play it. I just really like the flexibility of something like Force of Vigor. They hit an Echo. That's yikes. Yeah, maybe they don't have Kappa in the Echo lists. I'm not familiar enough with it to know. There is a world where I just want to Force here. On the seat and the pedal. I actually don't mind that. It's pretty aggressive, but it takes them off 2 mana in their upkeep. We get to untap and play either Spirit or Thalia. And they don't typically have a way to use the pedal at instant speed, which is nice. And I think Spirit takes cake here, especially seeing the Echo. There is a world where they're happy to drop like LED and just Echo. Okay. Yeah, that's a really tough one. And that's where Force, I just really like Force. And I like Force as well against the 8 mulch decks, because then you can like hit the mana bond if you're lucky enough. But yeah, it's tough because Maverick might just be in a position where you need the blowout silver bullet cards like Seeds of Innocence. You can't afford to like run the flexibility of like say 3 Force of Vigors. You have to run something like a Kataki or a Seeds of Innocence to beat some of the 8 cast decks, but it's always tough as well. Like, Seeds is going to be a one of in your deck that you can't Green Suns for, you can't Knight for. But I'm assuming Mark is running it and doing well with it, so you do you, man. You do really well with your decks, so it's always cool to see as well. The Engineer? What did I call you the other day? The Maverick something. There's a word. Pioneer. There we go. You're the pioneer of the Maverick community. That's what I like to say. And you have a good stream. Definitely check out Stras Daddy if you like Legacy Maverick content. Good music as well. He does 500 channel point song requests, which is pretty cool. And has a fantastic, pretty funny follow video. Alright, here we go. Fiery Justice, nice. Call me a dragon. Yeah. Why not? I think here I'm happy to go Green Sun's Dried Arbor, turn 2 Thalia and Mum. But there is a world where I go Scrub into Mum, Scrub Mum, turn 2 Thalia. I guess Green Suns also allows like turn 1 Dried Arbor, turn 2 Thalia and Wasteland. I think Green Suns here is just best. Yeah, the big reason for the 3 Forces and no Knight of Autumn in the side was just like, against the decks where I want Force, I want it in my opening hand. Against things like 8 Cast or like 8 Mulch, that sometimes you just don't have like the time to get the value of Knight that you want. Triome would be cool. I think Mark's been playing Triomes, which is pretty sweet. The Abzan Triome would be pretty cool as like a 24th land. Oh, LED? Oh, Folk? No, what's happening? Double Echo as well? Yikes. This isn't Ruby Storm. I'm not sure what this is. It would be great if that is passed, but I feel like with 7 cards in hand and 4 mana, this is going to be tough. Untap Oof. I kind of like untap Spirit, just because it also turns off cantrips. They chose to shuffle, which is good for us. I'm definitely thinking. Oof. Narset. Really hope they didn't have like Echo and... Okay, Mox Opal. Grist is pretty sweet there, definitely. Big fan. Please let me untap. Just let me untap. Come on now. Untap, Savannah, Spirit, Dried Arbor, attack Narset. Pass. Oh. Tough. I kind of hope they find Mox Opal. They find another Narset. Okay. We know one card in hand, which is Mox. We know 2 cards. Mox and Narset. 4 other cards. Petal into Narset. Alright. Still digging. Probably either for LED or Echo, I assume. Gamble. Okay. We get another turn. Oof at least gives us some play against the LED lines. I think this is better than like Green Suns for a Mana Dork and just get the Narset to 2. So at least if they want to use it, they have to lose everything. What else do we have? Not too much. They find it a fairy. Okay. Is this Murktide? Surely not. Okay, good. Yeah, thank you. Do they bounce? They do bounce. Interesting. Does that mean they have LED into Echo? Hey Stress, I do through the Green Sun Zenith singles page. So even if you don't need any of those specific singles, I believe if you go through the page, which I'll find, you'll pick up the cookie and therefore any purchase you make, I may get a little bit of it. Well, Wasteland's actually quite nice. Good star. Alright, I think we start with attacking Teferi. And then playing Oof. Wasteland. Tundra. Thanks, Mark. Too kind. Expressive iteration, potentially? Burning Wish. Oh, that's not fun. That's a yikes. Pyroclasm? Ooh. You can take your Pyroclasm if you have another land. Ramanap? Wasteland. Nice. That's very cool, Carador. I like that a lot. Does Ramanap get there? This game's been a blast. Oh, they're gonna gamble? Interesting. Maybe like Lotus Petal to try to get that Mox online? No, they can't because they collect Oof. It could be like land into Rite of Flame, potentially? Into Pyroclasm? No. I don't think they're like running Stifle, so I'm not going to play around Stifle here. I'm probably okay just holding up Endurance. The Knight's nice, but it's only a 3/3 anyway, and then the Wasteland's coming back each turn, so I might as well just get in here for 5. Thanks, Mark. All the best. Hope you have a nice Friday. All right. Okay. Hey, Eureka. Too kind. Thank you for the sub. I hope you're doing well. Oh, Brainstorm, but no Shuffle? That's pretty tough for them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think I need to target anyone here. Too kind. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what you play in Legacy. I'm going to play the Knight, because even if they have Pyroclasm, they just die. So having the 2/2 Knight isn't the worst. If I really wanted to save it, I could Wasteland myself as well. They are going to Pyroclasm. I think I will save the Knight here. I can, of course, which is nice. Please don't go off. I feel like they have to have like a really good hand here to be able to go off through. Like with just these? What's this? Burning Wish? Storm count 5. They don't have like a swamp in play, so they can't Massacre. Maybe they're just trying to get an Echo because the last card is LED? Yeah, I didn't think there was something, thankfully. Okay. Combo. We did see Mentor there, but I'm not going to keep Swords in. I'm going to just use Grist and Prismatic Ending as ways to get rid of those. I definitely like the Deafening Silences. I don't mind the Plagues, just over other cards like Tireless Tracker, a Knight, Scrib Ranger most likely. Actually, Questing Beast. Choke's interesting as well. Force of Vigor is actually pretty nice. Endurance is tough because I feel like the graveyard stuff, they just get value off straight away. Like, Endurance doesn't do anything against the LED Echo lines. I don't mind it as just like a flash creature. Maybe like Force. I think Ramonat might be a little bit overkill. Choke's interesting, especially if they go for basics. Like, Choke's very slow though. I don't mind the library as just a way to dig. Again, not what I want to do turn 2. Oh, yeah, no. Like, I'm going to have the spirits out most likely, like Thalia. Like, if I'm keeping a hand with library in it, it probably has one of these two. And, like, I don't think I'm going to be playing the library over one of these two. And then it's just a little bit more awkward. It could just be, like, 2 free forces and just see if Force can get there. Because sometimes against the Thalia deck, my opponent, or an opponent on Storm decks, will play out their artifacts a little bit earlier than usual. This is a rough one. No green, no white mana, and no real acceleration or good 2-drop other than Spirit. I'm pretty happy to mulligan this once. Okay. I'll keep the Dryad for this. Just put back the Savannah and keep the fetch. Hey, thanks Maverick Joe. Too kind. Too kind for all your support recently. It's been really nice, so thank you very much. You're from Japan? Very cool. Huh. I wonder if I force the LED now, before they get to cast a spell. Like, if they're going to echo anyway, and we just get a reset anyway, so I might as well force them to not get a card here or lose the LED. Okay, they have echo. So they're going to try to gamble. Sure. Ooh, no green mana. Now I feel vulnerable. And to be fair, there might have been a world... We haven't seen Black or Massacre yet, so there is a world where it's just better to play the Karakas into Wasteland for Thalia to play around like a Massacre effect, but... Well, they go for Echo. I think I still just want to go for Karakas? Yeah, we don't have green mana right now, so I just have to, right? And I will play the Wasteland. I guess if they have Mentor, it's a little bit awkward here because I can't... I can take them off white. The Wasteland otherwise isn't doing too much because the Grist isn't taxed by it and the Prismatic Ending isn't taxed by it in the way that you might think. Interesting spot. Ancient Tomb. Jeez. Yeah, that's gonna resolve. No attacks? That's very interesting. Oh, okay. Let's get rid of... So we know they have double echo. I think the Mentor is what I want to get rid of here. I'll see if they double block. There is a world where they try to double block here. I guess we could like Karakas and then return anyway, so they probably don't, but... Oh, they are going to double block. I did not expect this. Well, I did because I did attack, didn't I? Yeah, we even talked about it. What are you doing? Interesting. They really want to protect Narset. This is fantastic for us. Right? The block feels like a force in hand? Yeah. Maybe. I get to kill the Mentor with first strike. And then I can either let this die and then 2-spell. I think I'd rather 2-spell if they do have a force to get something in play. I could try to ending this, but I guess a 4th mana would be sweet, because then we could oof and Thalia, and only one probably gets forced, but yeah, I think it might be ending. Black, white, blue. There's a world where they didn't see the Caracas line of like deal first strike return. So I actually think Thalia is fine here. Thalia into Noble Hierarch. Force. Okay. That at least leaves me with something on board. There's LED. Second LED. And they have 2 Echo. 1 Echo. They exiled I believe, an Echo? Is this exile? Yeah. We still have the Prismatic Ending, so we can kill this Narset as well, which is quite nice, if we get a turn. Tendrils? Potentially. Hey, Mining Man, good to see you. Hope you're well. Tendrils. Same boarding, same boarding, same boarding. Yeah. Plagues. Even Plague on Monk isn't too bad. Spirit, Plague 2, fish. Yeah. Just hopefully keep a 7. Deafening Silence would be really nice. Deafening Silence turn 1 into turn 2 like Spirit or Thalia is what I'm really looking forward to. Big shout out to the Maverick Joe, who was on here before in chat, gave away some gift subs, which is really nice. He's also put up a pretty nice challenge for me for $300 to play Bant Maverick through 5 leagues and try to trophy one, which is pretty sweet. That's going to be YouTube exclusive content, which you can find here. And the first one's done, so it'll be up tomorrow morning, which is pretty sweet. So hopefully you enjoy that. This hand is okay, but it really relies on the Deafening Silence. Is that good enough? This is actually a tough one, because if the Deafening Silence gets taken out by a force, then this hand doesn't really do a whole lot against them. No spoilers. No spoilers. Like, can I afford to try to mulligan to a better hand? Like, what's the chances of me mulliganing to a hand with Deafening Silence and a turn 2 Hate Bear? This hand just, like, it casts everything we want. That's the thing. Okay, that's pretty huge. Pedal for turn, sure. Wonder if they get basic island here or not. Okay. Mentor, that's fine. I think we play... Is it Monk? Yeah. I think we play Engineer here and name Monk. Do they get Echo? They could get Pyroclasm, to be fair. Yeah, okay. Wasteland? Spirit. We'll definitely hold that back. Attack for 3. Play Knight as a 3/3. Hey Mark, welcome. I hope you're well. This is going to be fine because it's going to kill the Mentor. And we get to keep the Knight? I'm pretty happy with that trade. Bayou. Okay. Let's go Spirit, Land, Plague, Monk again. Yeah, nice. All right. Look, we can finish this out as a 3/2. I'm happy about that. Oof. Deafening Silence, they're doing some work, and thankfully not getting too greedy and trying to mulligan to a better hand. I think sometimes you just got to say, do you have force? And if not, then hopefully that gets there. That was a bit of a speedrun game, yeah. Those are the games that I like. Oof. But yeah, it's tough when you're on 2-drops. Like, I would love to play Mox Diamond in this list with so many good 2-drops. Like turn 1 Spirit would be pretty cool, but... Alright. Yeah. It has a pretty good plan. Turn 1 Mum, turn 2 Thalia. We have Endurance if we really need it. Knight's a nice little payoff. Mountain Pass. Hey, Shock Drops. Hey, welcome. Hope you're well. Hopefully catch you soon for some CS. That'd be very cool. Are you still streaming at all? Stomp, okay. So this is most likely going to be Mono-R Stompy, so I'm a little bit afraid of Blood Moon here. So trying to keep them off that. Been focusing on Gel Ball, very cool. Yeah, that's a great point. Like, if the hand can keep... Oh, it has haste, but we have First Strike, which is nice. Oh, they're going to attack? Oh, it gets a ++1? Rough. Also, it's a 3/3 straight away? Nuts. Land is nice. I think here I'm happy to get the Knight online. Try to get to a stage where we can start wastelanding them out of the game and trying to get rid of this. We can also Karakas this, which is quite nice. Oh, they hit a Fury? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Please, no. Oh man. That's a big yikes. Yeah. Life is pain. Okay, that's not too bad. Charles on 0. Trying to empty the hand. Okay. I don't mind playing Verdant here to get a basic. And then just double spell. This becomes a 5/5, which I'm pretty happy to try to double block. Land pass with Fury open. No one. I think this is fine. I'm not going to block with the Dried Arbor just yet. Although we do die to something like Fiery Confluence. Bone Crusher. A little bit late. I will draw a card here. And I think we're just going to be dead because the Chalice as well. Yeah. Alright. Forces. Plagues. Pretty easy. Scoos isn't too bad. Like, the incremental life gain can be pretty nice. The endurances can come out. Mums, Swords. I don't mind all of these. Spirits can come out. 61. Might just be a Thalia. I don't mind that. Everything else is pretty good. Kai is definitely interesting, but just like the Blood Moon game from them is so strong that it's quite hard to get Kai into play. Hopefully get a few fetch lands I'm opening, which allows us to play basics out early with mana acceleration and also get Knight down as like a 4/4 as soon as possible to play around like Stomp or a Braid. I wonder what version this is. Like, we didn't see the 4 mana creature that like gets to put another creature into play if you return one to your hand. Something Gang, I believe. We obviously haven't seen Planeswalkers. I haven't seen the Planeswalker builds in too long, but like Chandra's are really good. Khan's really good. But yeah, Fury's going to be a beast. Alright. A one-lander that I'm just not happy to keep. This hand is fine. I'm going to bottom a fetch. And I'm just going to lead on Windswept Heath, which allows me to get the basic planes and also hold up swords. I guess we did just get a little bit pumped by not playing out the Noble Turmoil, because now we can't cast the bird this turn either, but... Interesting. I think I want to waste my opponent for sure. Soul Lands are scary. Play the bird, because then next time we can potentially Ramanap and just hold up 2 swords here. Because Ramanap is still in the deck, correct? Just don't Fury us. Ah, the Channel Land. Interesting. Ah, rough. Okay. At least we have the swords for this. But I will leave this on the field. Okay. That's pretty interesting. I don't mind going for Outland Liberator here. Fury, really good. They can copy Furies? Yuck. Ugh. That's pretty ridiculous. No great attack here, so happy just to pass back, flip this, and at the beginning of combat, hit Lael. Ugh. They can copy it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Tough. Tough. I really thought the deck had more fight, but that was pretty brutal. Yeah, deck was pretty sweet. Weren't really any matchups there that Spirit was great against. Maybe one blue deck. And it is tough. Like, I'm a huge Sylvan Library fan, and it's really hard to cut it, but it was cool to try out the Spirits. I think it's definitely worth, like, one... I would say that one league is not testing, but, yeah, just a tough start, for sure. Yeah, I think it might be better, like, something like... Library back in, Spirit out, Library in, and then, like... Leo potentially. You don't have to run a trop. I kind of like running a trop, but I don't mind like Leo as a target. Maybe even instead of Tracker. Tracker's nice, but they're kind of doing the same thing and just providing card advantage, and both like real threats. Like I could see just like cutting Tracker, and then adding just another land and most likely a drop. So we have access. Like I don't think like that's a big reason to drop the chokes in the sideboard, but it's still pretty cool to work with. And like having Leo is pretty strong. It's also a creature we can save with Karakas, which is kind of cool. I don't mind that. Something like that. That's gonna be us. It is just past midnight, and I'm gonna go to bed. But a huge thank you to you guys for coming in and watching. And to the new subs, welcome. To new followers, welcome. A huge thank you. It's always nice to be back and playing Maverick, no matter the outcome. It's just like a blast to play, so always enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I'm gonna see who else is streaming. You guys are welcome. Always nice to have you. Jarvis is streaming some GP stuff. Kai is actually streaming as well, and I believe it's his Goodbye Japan stream, so I'm going to send you guys over there. But I hope you guys have a nice weekend. Enjoy your Fridays, and I'll see you soon. That's my spiel. We'll catch you next time. Cheers.